Hi, my name is Corinne Femia, and I will be discussing my favorite sensation and perception thing, which is attention and blindness. So, what is attention? Attention is the process of focusing on some objects while ignoring others, which enhances the processing of the attended object. So, there are two types of visual attention. There is overt and covert. So overt occurs when you are moving your eyes from one place to another in order to focus on a particular object or location. And then covert attention is shifting attention without moving your eyes. So this is like when someone is saying that they see something out of the corner of their eye. It's kind of using your peripheral vision. And then what is blindness? So there are two types of blindness in psychology. There is inattentional blindness and change blindness. So inattentional blindness is a situation in which a stimulus that is not attended is not perceived. So this happens even when a person is looking directly at the stimulus. And then change blindness occurs when there is difficulty in detecting differences between two visual stimuli that are presented one after another, or this can happen when a stimulus is changed slowly. So maybe one image, the person is wearing a blue shirt, and then it slowly changes into a red shirt or something of the sort. And blindness and attention are connected, so blindness occurs due to there being some difference in attendance or lack thereof. So why does blindness occur? So with inattentional blindness, our brains can only focus on so many things at one time, which includes our visual field. So in inattentional blindness, there's a filtering of what is not deemed important so that our brains can focus on the meaningful information in a situation. So a famous example as seen is the example where we are shown a video and we are supposed to be counting how many times a basketball is being passed between the people in the video, and then all of a sudden the gorilla comes into the frame, but our brains do not recognize the person in the gorilla costume because we are too focused on counting the number of basketball passes. And then for change blindness, it is similar to inattentional blindness, so our brains can only take in so much stimuli at a time. But with change blindness, there is a disruption, which could be blinking or maybe a cut in the camera, like in a TV show or a movie. And this interrupts our attention, and the change may go unnoticed. So in the image presented here, we see on the left, in the shadow, we can't see any or little to no people in the shadow of the cliff, but on the right, if you look over there, you can see there are people in the shadow. But if this happens quickly, we may not be able to catch it. And then blindness in real life. So distracted driving is a real example of inattentional blindness. It is extremely dangerous, and it could be things like not noticing a pedestrian or a person on a bike, another car, or even a road sign due to us being distracted on our phones, GPS, anything like that. And it is why texting and driving is extremely unsafe. And then blindness can also occur in just everyday person-to-person interaction. So we could experience change blindness, like when someone you know might have changed their glasses or their haircut or their facial hair, and you don't realize it just because you are around them often. All right, so let's do a quick demonstration of change blindness using the flicker test. So I will show you two photos of my friends and I, which have one small difference between the two. And after each image, I will flash a gray screen as the disruption. And I will do this cycle 3 times, starting now. All right, so did you find it? So if you noticed a change, you should have seen that this part circled in red is the part that changed in the photo. So as you can see in this next photo, my friend Brenda, her tattoo is suddenly missing. So that was change blindness. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation about attention and blindness.